AITA for not paying any child support? My ex-girlfriend, Claire, 35F, got pregnant while we were dating. Although she told me she just wanted to be friends, I was ready to be a father. However, she met someone else, Becca, who didn't want me around, so they asked me to cancel my paternal rights. At the time, I was torn because I wanted to be there for my child. But I also felt that if they didn't want me around, it was best to waive my rights. After fighting for a while, I eventually gave up because it was clear that they didn't want me there. Fast forward 13 years later, Claire and Becca are going through some stuff, and they want me to pay child support. However, the court had already ruled that since I waived my paternal rights, I am not legally obliged to pay child support. Despite this, Claire is calling me a bastard and a deadbeat, and she's even calling my family and getting them involved. While I understand her frustration, I don't think it's appropriate for her to be involving my family in this matter. NTA. They didn't want you to be a dad, so you aren't a dad. They're only regretting their decision now because they need money. If you consider helping out financially, you need to insist that you also be allowed to have a relationship with your kid with no secrets about why you haven't been around. The kid deserves to know that the only reason you weren't around is because of their moms. NTA. They wanted your parental rights and responsibilities terminated. They've been terminated. NTA. Regret and spite are ugly emotions. Edit. Thanks for the award. Holy shit 9K? This is crazy. I've never felt so appreciated by strangers. Thank you so much. NTA. When I read the title I was very ready to say you're the But in this situation you're right. You tried to be involved and they shut you down. They can't come after you 13 years later for money. NTA. Tell them your financial obligations ended after you waived your parental rights at their request. NTA. So they only want you to be a dad when it's convenient to them? But yet they kicked you out of your child life. Block them and get your family to block them. NTA. They didn't want you involved and by doing so they forfeited the right to request child support. NTA. You were coerced to waive your rights and you are in no legal or moral obligation. You were merely a sperm donor. At least according to your ex and her new partner. If you want to pay child support, that is definitely up to you. Personally, I'd ask to have some contact with your child and instead of just forking over money I'd ask them what the child needs and get those things. Not hand over money which may or may not go towards the child. NTA. They had you waive your rights. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The thing about waiving your rights is that once you do, the child is no longer yours. You have no claim, but also no obligation. Claire wants to have her cake and eat it too. She wanted complete control, but now wants you to fund it. Do not give any money without consulting a lawyer if you can to reinstate your parental rights. Otherwise, she is asking for money for a kid that's no longer yours. Hasn't been for years. Hard as that is. This is a 14-year-old kid you have had no part in raising. Is that supposed to change now? Think hard before giving any money. NTA. She asked for that. You reluctantly obliged. And you gave up a relationship. Tell her when you get all those years back where you could have had a relationship. Had she not begged you, you'll then pay child support. NTA. Just no. They wanted you out, so you're out. You know what's an move? Telling someone to beat it. And then a decade later telling that someone that they are a deadbeat. Unless you want a relationship with your kid, block and ignore. Do not pay them anything. That is no longer your child even if it hurts. They cut you out and are trying to use the child as a weapon. Explain to your family the situation and that it's legally the dumbest idea to pay, and your child is 13 already and doesn't need a random stranger coming in playing dad. When he's an adult, maybe you guys can have a relationship. This probably is difficult and painful as you wanted the child but were manipulated to back off, but what's best for the child and yourself is to stay away from these women. Do not give them anything. If anyone pressures you to talk about it, let them know they do not understand the situation and should not be listening to a bitter ex who demanded you legally stay out of your child's life. I eventually gave up because it was clear that they didn't want me there. They still don't want you there. They want your money there. They fought tooth and nail to have you give up parental rights. That's what they get, and frankly, that's what they deserve. They took over a decade of bonding with your bio daughter away from you. They can't just wave a wand and give that time back to you. NTA. This story gives me bad vibes. Like your ex planned to get pregnant with you because she wanted a child for her and Becca. NTA, you absolutely are not obligated to pay child support and they shouldn't be asking. Oh really? She just happened to meet this other woman right after you fathered a baby for them to raise? She needed a sperm donor and she found one. She was manipulative then. And she's being manipulative now. NTA. NTA, tell her you'll pay child support when she gives you the missed childhood years back. She doesn't get to have it both ways. This was what she wanted. NTA. If you were obliged, the courts would have said so. Wow, that took a turn. I was all ready to cast my opinion. But NTA. You gave up parental rights. Which means you are not obligated to pay child support.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.